Well, it was a terrible performance, really. Derby County weren't very good at all tonight. Paul Warne played a fairly decent side. I'll put it on the screen right now, but ultimately it just wasn't meant to be for Derby County today. The tie with Manchester City goes to Leyton Orient. They'll get themselves a big set of funds on the 8th of February. It's a very, very disappointing situation because it went all the way to penalties and it never should have gone to penalties. We've spoke about this tie time and time again over the last few days and how important this tie could be, and ultimately what we've seen tonight is a bit of a banana skin, but ultimately not an unexpected one. Leyton Orient have been in some red hot form. I don't necessarily think they played badly tonight. I don't necessarily think Derby County played well. I think Leyton Orient probably deserved it on the term of the tie, really. And Jack Curry, a player who I've mentioned over the course of the last few weeks, thought he played fairly well when he was on the pitch, and it's disappointing because Derby County had that opportunity to come up against one of the best teams in the world, and ultimately they've lost out on penalties on a lottery because of Callum Elder. And I don't put any blame on Callum Elder, but the penalty just wasn't very good. Now, obviously you can let me know your thoughts down in the comments, but I just think the big problem for Derby County tonight was the substitutions. Paul Warne took off Blackett-Taylor, took off Dajaune Brown, took off Mendez-Laing, and we lost all that pace and all that power in that forward line, and we just had nothing. Then Caden Jackson ultimately, I don't think was very good when he came on. James Collins, when this new striker comes in, it's got to be time for him to go. And to be honest with you, I think Dajaune Brown set himself up a really good opportunity to be sort of the second choice striker. The goal came from a really nice bit of play. I'll try and put it on screen if it will let me. Mendez-Laing won the ball on the left hand side, beat his man, played it inside to Marcus Harness. Dajaune Brown slotted it in the back of the net. Really nice finish. Who'd have thought that putting a striker in between the posts would score goals? Dajaune Brown showing us exactly what he is capable of, and showing Paul Warne exactly what he can do. And we've obviously got Slaverson in for a medical tomorrow. There's been some news about Richard Kone. It looks as if Derby County aren't really in for him. They were, and they do like him, but it looks as if Wycombe Wanderers want £2 million, and we can't afford that, I'd imagine. You obviously talk about the goal for Charlie Kelman. It all comes from a lack of concentration from Derby County and just a poor bit of play in general honesty. And if I'm completely honest with you, I think Leyton Orient could have won this game in normal time, and we've played an extra half an hour. We don't even get the tie with Man City. It's just a really, really disappointing afternoon. And what really can you say? What can you say? It just isn't. It wasn't very good. You have to give the players the benefit of the doubt. Yes, some of them have had injuries and illnesses that they're coming back from. Obviously, Leyton Orient went down to 10 men with Clare getting sent off, and I just have to keep going back to the substitutions. You lose Blackett-Taylor, you take Brown off, you then take Mendez-Laing off a couple of minutes later, and we just lost everything. We had no attacking threat after that, and I don't know, I just felt we were very poor. The only chance we really had after that was an Ebu Adams one, right at the end of normal time, I think it was, from a cross from Callum Elder. It's head back out, Ebu takes a touch, swings it just wide of the post, and I have to be completely honest with all of you here. I'm not bothered that we lost this game. I'm bothered the way we lost the game, because you lose on penalties. It's obviously disappointing, but the performance throughout the game I don't think was very good. I think a lot of players were very, very poor tonight. We were supposed to take some youngsters. We ended up only taking one. Jake Rooney has another game on the bench, doesn't get on the pitch. I think it was Johnson Osong, the only academy player who ended up being involved tonight, which is obviously disappointing for them. They obviously had a game in Woking with the 21s in the National League Cup, where I'm assuming those players played who were supposed to play at the weekend. the words just won't come out of my mouth because we were really, really poor tonight. And I'm not even saying that we should go and win 3-4, 5-0 in this game, but we should have controlled this game. We should have created more chances. We should have had more opportunities. Both teams had 11 shots in 120 minutes. 6 shots on target to Leyton Orient's 1. And don't get me wrong, that's good, 6 shots on target out of 11. But ultimately, we didn't really have any major opportunities. I am really disappointed with how this has gone. I would have, obviously, everyone knows, everyone would love that opportunity to play against Manchester City. But for me, it wasn't about the Manchester City tie that's disappointed me today. It's purely about the performance. And these fans, some of them will have travelled down at the weekend for it to get cancelled. Some have travelled back. And for me, I just don't think. I don't know. I don't think we sold the game. Obviously, we went all the way to penalties, which would have been stupid if you're selling the game. But I don't know. It felt as if Paul Warne didn't. I don't know if Paul Warne didn't want us to win. I don't know if the players didn't want to win. Obviously, the tie with Manchester City would have been a really good one. The money would have been nice, but we get nothing. Absolutely nothing. Mendez-Laing played a game today. Brown played today. Blackett-Taylor played today. Luckily, Yates wasn't involved. A lot of the players who played tonight will be playing at the weekend. Obviously, Watford played tonight as well in the league. They drew 1-1 with Cardiff City. We'll look in to that game over the course of the next few weeks. But we need to make sure that whatever happens next for Derby County, we need to just make sure that we stay in the Championship now. That's the most important thing for Derby County at this point, is staying in the Championship, in that relegation battle. Get Slaverson in before Saturday, get him on the bench Saturday, go and pick up Louis Barry or Harvey Nibbs or Sam Smith or something like that. Obviously, there's going to be some news soon about Joe Ward, about James Collins potentially moving on, with Collins having interest from the likes of Rotherham and Leyton Orient. And it's one of those for me where it's the performance that's disappointed me, not the result. And that's my consistent thing across the course of this season. We don't perform. And at some point, right, Paul Warne's going to have questions to answer, surely, because I think we've won 1 game all season. We've lost 2 games away from home against lower league opposition. And I think that takes us to like 11 losses away from home this season. At home, we're doing all right-ish, but it's another poor away from home performance where we could have won but didn't. We take off our most effective players, and at some point Paul Warne's going to have to answer to that. It'll be interesting to see what he says in the press tonight. Obviously, I'm recording this literally seconds after the penalties have been taken. It's been about 10 minutes now. I'm still really, really disappointed in the way we've gone out. Obviously, Callum Elder could have taken a better penalty. He'll know that. Paul Warne will know that Elder could have taken a better penalty. And ultimately, it all comes down to that. Look at the draw, penalty shootout. Just very, very disappointing for Derby County. What is going to happen over the course of the next few weeks? Are we going to bring in Slaverson? Is that deal going to get done? Harvey Nibbs, is he coming? Kone, we spoke about a little bit earlier, but absolutely poor today. Poor performance, poor final penalty. Very, very, very disappointing. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. If you have not done so already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell. Hit the like button as well, and I'll catch you in the next one.